Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the National Guard products number G610A. This is what they call a perimeter seal. It's really going to be a door sweep most commonly. I suppose you could see it installed on overhead doors as well, but generally with an overhead door you're going to want an angle to it so that when the door approaches the face of the material you're not hitting it head on, or at least forcing it to drag. But as a door sweep, this would be exceptional, except that you know, if you're looking at this, you probably have a very unusual application because of the overwhelming size of the unit. It's a large, very dense, bristle style sweep. This is in the, let's dissect the part number, G610. That is going to specifically give you this large model of bristle door sweep. The letter in the beginning is directly related to, generally, the size of the unit. There are other letter models. There is the E, the G, the H, the I. And it's more of a reference to the insert, the bristle material itself, because the holder can change. You can do a G-style bristle insert with this relatively small holder, or you can do this G insert with a much larger style aluminum holder as well. And the makeup of the dimension of the bristle and then the holder, those two dimensions will conspire to basically, or at least I should say, help you solve the problem that you have. Why would you want something so large? And let's go over its dimensional properties. This is 3 1/8 inch overall height, 3 1/8 overall height, and you're going to have 1 3/8 worth of aluminum holder, and then you're going to have 1 3/4 worth of bristle. This is an incredibly dense bristle. This is noticeably denser. There's thicker bristle material to this than standard sweeps. And where would you use this? Well, you might have an application where you have an unusually large undercut. You might have a specialty application where you need to contend with an unusual circumstance when the door is in the closed position, like an unusually uneven floor surface. You might have a scenario, and I actually saw these doors yesterday, where you have a pair of doors that are literally installed tight to an exterior wall with about a 12-inch drop below. And you simply want a long bristle like this so that you can seal that area and literally wrap to the face of the masonry wall. People will like to use bristle, and here in Chicago, and I imagine other places, they like them because bristle is exceptional at contouring itself over an irregular floor surface. If my hand somewhat emulated the irregular floor surface, you can see how the bristle really contours itself over my fingers. Now, if you imagine that over a pitted concrete surface, you can see how the bristles would very effectively work in a scenario like that. Very often people will, as I was saying here in Chicago and certainly elsewhere, people that will buy this sweep because what they need to do, most paramount, is seal the door, but they need to seal the daylight. In a restaurant application, the inspector is literally looking for daylight. The logic is if the daylight can get through, so can things that do not belong entering a restaurant kitchen area. And bristle sweep is very commonly used to mitigate that sort of problem. And the logic is, sure, they're trying to address the inspector's exact concern, and that would be paramount, but it's obviously because it's effective as well. And bristle is known to be very effective in extreme temperatures. It's very durable. It will last long. You will see older bristle door sweeps that have a tendency to curl. They lose the flexibility that nylon bristle will have over time. But overall, and especially with the G model, where the bristle is so dense, I think you're going to have great success with this. I've also had people order these, and I don't recommend it, but have had really strange circumstances where they've ordered long because they were literally going to trim the material to suit an odd condition, an odd sill condition. I've never tried it. I can imagine that it would be very difficult to cut very durable bristle. People have done it in the past, and they've been able to, suit the purpose. I couldn't see using this as weather stripping horizontally. It's not appropriate. I couldn't see using it as a astragal. It's just really large. I suppose if you had an outrageously wrong gap between two doors and you just needed to close them off, I could see that this material being able to solve the problem. But generally, unusual sill conditions is where you'll see it, whether it's a huge gap, uneven floor surface, irregular floor surface as well. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the National Guard products that we sell, but you're going to see details. This is available. This is the A in the part number is a clear anodized aluminum finish, and when you order that, gray is the standard color bristle. If you were to order dark bronze, or which would be a DKB, or the B color, which would be a brass or a gold anodized, you'll generally get black bristle, but feel free to indicate so that as to leave no guesswork as to what color bristle you want. Indicate in the comment field what color bristle you want. Having more information than less is always a better thing. Polyamide synthetic material, excellent abrasion resistance, flexibility, and memory. Obviously, being nylon, it's incredibly moisture resistant. 70 below to 160 degree above Fahrenheit, exceptional. This is going to be fire rated UL10B, UL10C, and it's ANSI and BHMA certified. There's a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure, which is very handy because I believe that will allow you to review this item and National Guard's immediate sister products when it comes to bristle. So it'd be a very handy way for you to review other bristle models that they have in terms of the dimensional properties and how those change. Finally, back to that link below this video to the manufacturer's page. You can indeed view all of the National Guard products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Now, this item is listed in the site in several different lengths, everything from 2 foot to 8 foot, and you can have longer than 8 foot. We just don't list them because the cost to ship things longer than 8 foot is generally prohibitive. If you needed one, the cost to ship would, by comparison, make the material look insignificant in cost. But if you needed 50 pieces at 129 inch, the freight's not going to be such a big issue. It has to ship tractor trailer is the point. Now, if you have need for a custom length, by all means let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and indicate in the comment field the net length you want us to ship the material out at. The reasoning is, if you had to take this 3 foot piece and let's say cut it down to 32 inch, you're going to eliminate that slotted hole that's there. And speaking of that slotted hole, screws are included in a complementary finish. You're not going to want to just cut this in your miter box saw because that's aluminum, that's nylon, but that's steel. So you're going to want to be real cautious with that. You can see how they will cut it with an industrial end shear or aviation snips. And being a very large bristle, this is going to have a very thick amount of steel there. Now, it may not matter. You might be perfectly content and capable of cutting the material. However, if you have need for that custom length, just order the next longest piece or pieces and simply indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to ship the material back to. And we will be more than happy to provide it at that length. If you have any questions on the National Guard products, G610A, clear anodized aluminum, gray heavy-duty bristle door sweep, or any other National Guard product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.